I'm Libby Russell.
I'm Joel Chalaka.
I'm a 15-year-old member of the East Sussex Youth Cabinet and the UK Youth Parliament, and I support Votes at 16.
I'm a 21-year-old medical student from Brighton and former president of Sussex Uni Conservatives, and here's why I don't support the campaign for Votes at 16.
The Youth Parliament isn't a party political organisation, but the fact that it exists shows that young people really are engaged in politics. In Scotland, 16 and 17-year-olds were allowed to vote in the independence referendum for the first time, and 75% of them turned out, more than in the 18 to 24 and 25 to 34 age groups.
I say, let kids be kids. At 16, many people just aren't ready to take on this kind of responsibility. Adults act on behalf of those aged under 16 in so many areas, from child protection to criminal justice. And this isn't done by accident. It's based on scientific and neurological research about the age at which we become able to make informed decisions. Now clearly there are some 16-year-olds who are mature and politically engaged, but the majority are apathetic when it comes to politics.
We are not apathetic, and we never have been. Young people have a voice, and we want it to be heard. The problem is that no one's listening. At 16, young people can consent to sex, receive welfare benefits, work and pay tax. If you're contributing financially to the society that you live in, it's only fair that your views on the economy be represented with a vote.
I hear what you're saying, but it's not just about tax, which you can pay from age 12, or even joining the army, where you can only serve on the front line once you turn 18, or even marriage, which you need to seek parental permission for if you're under 18. Turning 18 brings with it the whole risks and benefits of adulthood, everything from smoking and drinking to owning a house and choosing your career outside of education. If we're not ready as a society to give 16-year-olds all of these responsibilities, why give them the vote?
Clearly, some political issues like Brexit are complicated, and the fact that the UK is going to be leaving the EU is going to have a huge impact on our future, but the views of 16 and 17-year-olds were ignored, despite the fact that we are going to be hit the hardest. We can't just treat young people like kids up until the time of their 18th birthday, when we decide they're suddenly magically mature enough to vote. We're living in a time of national and global instability, where young people are forced to grow up faster and faster. Giving us a responsibility, like voting, encourages us to engage in politics early on.
Young people can be politically engaged from the age of 16, and this is great. It's true that all parties need to strengthen their appeal to young people, but given the current political climate, is changing the age to vote a priority? No. First, we need to fix the country, build more homes, strengthen the economy, and get the best Brexit deal for our country for the generations to come.
The idea that 16-year-olds can't make informed decisions is ridiculous. We're just as capable of forming rounded opinions as anyone else. But what is important is that we're given the opportunity in schools to learn and understand about the impact of political policies on welfare, healthcare, the economy, education. We should focus on teaching that as part of a school curriculum. I believe that democracy suffers when we don't listen to every voice, and lowering the voting age recognises the ability of young people.
The idealism of youth melts into reality as we learn and observe the world away from the protection of parents. Give under 18s the chance to gain more experience and knowledge of the world, so by the time they turn 18 we can have the most engaged and informed voters. And that's certainly more that can be said for me and my peers.
Our future, our voice.
Let's stick with voting at 18.